Okay, well, here we go. YouTubers, sorry about the double glasses. I haven't got my contact lenses in. Too lazy to do it this morning. Okay, somebody asked me recently to video the engines to see what they look like. So I thought, well, yeah, why not? I haven't done that yet. Anyway, to give you a view of where we are, there's the helm seat on the downstairs station. And the galley is just down there, and then of course the living room, state room, saloon, whatever you want to call it, except there's no table at the moment because I've took the floor up, and there are two 180 Mermaid 6-cylinder turboed engines. I'll come back a little bit so we can film them a bit better. There we go. So underneath the floor we have these two quite powerful engine units, really. As you can see, they're turboed. I believe they were fitted to the Ford cargo lorries back in the day, in the 80s. This boat came with a few options. There's three types of this engine in different power units, and of course the Volvo motors that they usually fit, which is the more common. I prefer these, although they do smoke when they're cold, because the story goes that Mermaid, unlike the other companies that used Ford engines, tried to develop a more powerful unit alongside Ford, and in fitting the turbos they had to lower the compression ratio. Now that would be okay, but of course the fuel doesn't burn correctly then when they're cold, so they tend to smoke, and they're famous for it. And of course this one had been stood a long time when I got it, so there's a lot of water in the fuel. You couldn't see the marina for smoke or the back of my boat. But you know, over last summer I used it quite a lot on the river, just gently building the distances up that I went. Never really got her off tick over. And the smoke is getting much better. So yeah, as you can see, they're a little bit dusty, so I'm going to get the industrial hoover out shortly. Probably do that today, and we'll be hoovering the engines off, get all the dust off them that's collected, repaint any bits that need repainting, change any hoses that need changing, adjust various bits and bobs, check the oils in the gearboxes, maybe change that, change the oil in both engines. I've got two lots of filters, so I'll be changing those. Seacocks were okay, I did those last year. Clean the bilges out, that sort of thing. So yeah, to run through it, there's the header tank for the heat exchanger, which runs along the side of the engine. The water is drawn up, I don't know whether you can see that, through that seacock there. The water's drawn up all the way up into the engine, into the header tank, sorry. It is then pumped through the heat exchanger and goes back out through the exhaust. The engines then run conventional antifreeze like they would have done in the lorry that they were in. So in actual fact, the heat exchanger and that header tank are what you'd see as a radiator on a road going vehicle. So the salt water that comes out the sea goes around the system and cools the engine coolant down, and that's how they work. Fairly clever idea. It means you don't have to pull salt water through your engine, which would eventually rot it, especially if it's sat still for long periods, as this one is, because I live on it. So that's about all I can tell you about it, really. I mean, I'm not a marine engineer, I'm a qualified motor mechanic and panel beater, so although I understand how these work, some of the marine bits I've had to learn about. I have got a problem with the adjustment on the that's the adjustment, that's the linkages for the gears, and the forward and reverse, neutral, and for the throttle. Now the downstairs station works fine, but upstairs I found when I first got the boat that when you put her astern on the starboard side throttle, it doesn't really work until you're about 3 parts through your range. Well, that's not very good, not acceptable, so I'll be trying to adjust that when I finish this video. So yeah, that's the engines for you. Gearbox, engines. And yeah, guys, I am a bit upset about the rust on the rocker covers, but I haven't seen one yet that's got a nicely chromed one, so they will be getting powder coated. Anyway, in these uncertain times of the coronavirus, check in to me occasionally. I will be doing some more videos. It's not a bad place for me to be hauled up, is it really? So I'll just have to put up with it like everybody else. Stay away from each other. Use social media to contact. Stay safe. And please subscribe. I need all the help I can get. Catch you later, guys.